Good morning, friends. Today we are going to see the sources of our constitution, guys. So, in the previous classes, we have seen what are the salient features of our constitution and the making of the constitution. Okay. So, the topic for today's discussion is the sources of our constitution. Sources of the constitution. Guys, so finally we adopted and enacted our constitution on 26th November 1949, but it came into enforce from 26th January 1950. So the constitution is the one which adopted on that day and it came into enforce on the 26th January, guys. And the reason why it has enforced on that day we have explained in the previous classes. Okay. So the Constituent Assembly with 299 members there, with 299 members. The 299 members consist of the princely members and the provincials. So they consist of the princely states and the province states. They formed the membership and they made the constitution finally, guys. But what they did, they have researched and they have searched and took information from many other constitutional sources and they feel whatever is required to our Indian people they brought from those constitution days and they have made those provisions in our constitution. So we have different committees and different members work on different committees and they have made in the framing of our constitution, guys. So in the sources of our constitution, I took my discussion from the Government of Act 1935. So from the Government of India Act 1935, we have approximately 60% of our constitution provinces. So if we take the first one I will discuss is Government of India Act 1935. So from this we have taken the provisions, means the many provisions, guys, many constitutions have the many provisions of the overlapping, but with small changes they will adopt the required provisions. Okay, like for example that I am going to discuss in this class, guys. Like so from the Government of India at 1935 we took the provisions of the federal. Okay, so federal structure. What do you mean by federal? Federal means distribution, means the center, state, okay, and the local panchayats. So this is like distribution, three-tier system or the four-tier system. Center to the state and division of the power at the center, state, and the local bodies, all those things. That we can add the federal structure, guys. So after the federal structure, the body of the governor. So governor also we have taken from the Government of India Act 1935. And the judiciary, guys. Judiciary. So judiciary provisions also we have taken from the Government of India Act 1935. And the important is PSC, Public Sector, means Public Service Commission, guys. Like the Union Public Service Commission, State Public Service Commission. These provisions we have taken from the Government of India Act 1935. So along with that, we have taken many provisions, guys. These are the very important provisions that we have taken from the Government of India Act 1935. That is the federal structure, the role of the governors, the judiciary body, and the PSCs, Public Service Commissions, guys. Right? Clear? So I will move to the second one. That is, what are the provisions that we have taken from the United States of America? As we people are aware that United States of America is the first written constitution on the earth. Okay, first written constitution on the earth, the United States of America. So if you see the provisions of the United States of America, so the first one is the separation of the power base. So separation of power. Separation of power. So if you see the separation of powers concept, so the separation of powers, that is the legislative, executive, and the judiciary, guys. So in our country, that is in the India, the executive are responsible to the legislative, guys. Okay, the executive are the responsible to the legislative. It means we are not following the independent separation of powers. Whereas if you see the USA, in the United States of America, they are following the strict provisions, guys, like the legislative and executive and judiciary. Means they are having the independent organs. Okay, so So the one body and the other body are not the responsible for their governing rights. Okay, guys, clear? So in this way, so we have taken the separation of power concept from the United States of America, but according to our needs, we have adapted. Like we are integrated. That is, we have the like in our country, we have the system like the one organ is the responsible to the other organ. Like executive is the responsible to the legislative base. But same thing is not there in the United States of America. They have strict separation of powers. We have partial separation of powers. Right? Clear? Okay. And the second one is the spirit of federalism. Spirit of federalism. Okay, guys. So what is the spirit? Means spirit means that anxious. That we can say that. So spirit means the important thing. Okay. So we have the spirit for each and everything. Okay. So what is the spirit of that organ? What is the spirit of that body? Or what is the spirit of that provision? So the spirit of federalism. Okay, the game concept that we have taken from the United States of America. Guys, in the previous also I have explained that federal concept. The federal concept that I have taken from the Government of India 1935. Whereas the spirit of federalism that this provisions that we have took from the United States of America. Okay, guys, clear? And after this we have the preamble. Preamble, guys. Preamble is very important introductory part to the article. This part we have taken from the United States of America. So after the preamble, we have the fundamental rights. Fundamental rights. So the fundamental rights provisions also we have taken from the United States of America. We are going to see the entire fundamental rights case. Okay, but there they are having the Bill of Rights. Okay, so there the provision is the Bill of Rights that we adapted as the fundamental rights. Okay, guys. And after that we are having the, so after the fundamental rights we are having judicial review. Judicial review. What do you mean by judicial review? Judicial review is the means judiciary will review. What judiciary will review? Judiciary will review the actions of the legislative and the executive. Okay, if the legislative or the executive takes any action, the judiciary will review the actions. If it is good, then it is fine. If it is against the fundamental rights or against any provisions, then the judiciary will say it is violating the XYZ law and it is against the constitution, guys. So judiciary review, guys. Clear? Okay. So, but the judicial review we are having is different from the judicial review of the United States of America, guys. So we follow the procedure established by law. Okay. So we follow the procedure established that by law. So this provision we have taken from the Japan, guys. Okay, Japan. Whereas the judicial review of the United States of America is due process of law. Due process of the law means so the along with the law they are going to see the provisions of the law also. Guys, I will clearly explain it again. So simply we are having the one law, guys. So for example, if you take the Triple Talaq Act. Triple Talaq Act. Okay, we have Triple Talaq Act. Okay, so in our judicial review, what the judicial will see means judiciary will see only the, so depending upon the case and the provisions that are present in the act, they will see whether the case is related to this act and the whatever the provisions that they are having in this act will be considered by the judicial review. But judicial review doesn't matter whether the provisions that are there in the act is right or wrong. That is unnecessary to the judiciary. Yes, clear? Okay, means whatever the procedure there in the act, so whatever there in this will be checked by the judiciary. But the judiciary won't see whether the act is correct or not. Okay, so that's clear. Only they will see the provisions. If the provisions are according to the law, according to the statement, then it will follow the judicial review. But what happens in the United States of America? Due process of the law. Due process of the law means, what does it mean? So along with the act, they are going to see what are the provisions in the act also they are going to see. If any provisions in the act are violating, then they are going to say it is a null and void, guys. Okay, guys, clear? So two-step process. Two-step process. So judicial review in India will consider only the body. So only this document. So whatever the document is present over there, so whatever it is presented, it will see, okay, right, Right? That's it. That is the judicial review in India. That is procedure established by law. Whereas the USA in the judicial review of the USA is they will see the due process of the law. Means so while making the law, whether the parliamentarian has taken the considerable measures or not, and whether they have put the required provisions or not. So they are going to see whatever the things that are there inside this act, those also will be reviewed by judiciary. This is called as the judicial review of the USA. That is, the USA will follow the due process of law, but India will follow the procedure established by law, guys. This is the judicial review. So after the judicial review, we are having the concept of the vice president. Vice president. So vice president also we are taken from the United States of America. And after the vice president, we are having equal protection of law. Equal protection of law. Equal protection of law. Okay, so the concept of equal protection of law also have been taken from the United States of America, guys. Okay, so these many provisions we have taken from the United States of America, guys. Okay, that is the judicial review, the vice president, and the equal protection of the laws. Okay, guys. So the separation of powers, spirit of federalism, preamble, fundamental rights, judicial review, the vice president. Okay, the equal protection of the laws, and after that we have seen the concept of the presidential, guys. Okay, presidential election, or we can say the impeachment of the election, guys. So, impeachment process. What we can say? Impeachment. Impeachment to president. Guys, actually impeachment is the term which is used for only president, guys. But in India, we use this term for the Supreme Court and all those things. So whatever the process that we follow impeachment for anybody, we are using those terms for those people also. But impeachment is the one which should be used for the president. So whenever if you remove the president, the process we follow is impeachment method. Okay, it is only for the president. This concept we have taken from the United States of America. So these are the provisions that we have taken from the United States of America, guys. So I move my discussion to the other countries. That is the UK. UK, guys. United Kingdom. If you see the UK, so what are the provisions that were taken from the UK? So the first one is the parliamentary democracy. Parliamentary democracy. Parliamentary democracy. So what do you mean by parliamentary democracy? Parliamentary democracy means, so guys, British people ruled us from years back. So that's why we have adopted the parliamentary democracy, because the British people have ruling in such a manner through the parliamentary form of government. Okay, and the other forms that we are having is the presidential form of government, where we can see in the United States of America, parliamentary form of the government, guys. Okay, here that is the first provision. So and after that we have the writs, guys. Writs. Okay, so writs are the documents which will be issued by the judiciary. So that is by the High Court and the Supreme Court. Two different bodies. So accordingly, they were like to the person who is not doing their work. Okay, guys, those things that we are going to discuss in detail in the other session. So writs are the documents which are issued by the courts. Okay, to different bodies for different purposes. So we have the writs like the mandamus, habeas corpus. Okay, prohibition, certiorari, all those things we are going to see in detail. So these are the documents or the writs to perform or to avoid or things that will be provisions and to be issued by the High Court or the Supreme Court to the concerned bodies. So after the writs we have the bicameralism. Okay, so the concept of the bicameralism also we are taken from the UK, guys. Bicameralism means, so few states are having the two houses. Like for the parliament we are having the two houses, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. In the state government also few states are having two bodies. That is the legislative and the council of states. That is called bicameralism, two houses, bicameralism. So right now we are having only 6 states, okay, with the bicameralism, guys. Okay, clear? And the previous we used to have Jammu Kashmir the bicameralism, but it have been changes to its two union territories. Only 6 states are having the bicameralism, and we are going to see the bicameralism during our state topic. Okay, so this topic also this concept also we are taken from the United Kingdom. So parliamentary democracy, the writ, and the bicameralism. All these topics that were taken from the UK, guys. And we have the rule of law, guys. So rule of law. So what are the rule of the law that are taken from the UK only? So rule of law. Okay, guys. So rule of law means everyone is equal before law. Everyone is equal before law. That is irrespective of his position and all those things. Rule of law. Everyone is equal, and Constitution protects each and every person. That is rule of law. This is about the United Kingdom, guys. So these provisions we have taken from the United Kingdom. Guys, clear? So after this, I go to the third one. That is Japan. Guys, as I explained that Japan. So from the Japan we have taken the procedure established by law. I explained that procedure established by law. Procedure established by law. So what is procedure established by law? I explained in the judicial review concept. So judicial review will be done by 2 ways. That is the due process of the law and the procedure established by law. Due process of law will be done in the United States of America. But in India we are following the procedure established by law. But we are also moving to the due process of the law, guys. In the case that is the Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, guys. In India we represent means the case will be represented in this way, guys. Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978. Guys, the cases will be represented like this, like this X versus the Y. Like the Union of India, like we can have any state government or any body, any organization. Why? Because the judiciary will be of the case will be between 2 bodies, X versus Y. So the Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978. In this, the Supreme Court has explained that through Article 21. What Article 21 says? Life and personal liberty. Okay, guys. Life and personal liberty. So, through this article, the Supreme Court has mentioned that we are going to enter into the due process of the law. It means that they are going to see the provisions of the act also. They are going to judgment accordingly the act. Okay, that is due process of law. So, this is the first time case the due process has been seen in the Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978 case. Okay, and the fourth state and the fourth we can take is. So after Japan, we have Germany. So Germany. So what are the provisions that we have taken from the Germany? So from the Germany, we have taken the suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. Suspension of fundamental rights during emergency. Okay. So suspension of fundamental rights during emergency case. So during emergency, we can't act accordingly our judge, as we can't say that we have the fundamental rights and we have the right, and we can't do as our wish. Why? Because the emergency is the provisions which we implement for ourselves because of any issue in our state, like any fight. Okay, guys, many issues like we have the emergency provisions like the financial emergency, state emergency. Not we can't call it a state emergency. Presidential rule on the national emergency, guys. So suspension of few fundamental rights during the emergency that we are going, that these provisions we have taken from the Germany, guys. Okay. So guys, after this topic, and so on fifth one, Irish. So what are the things that we have taken from the Irish? So from the Irish, that is the Ireland. From the Ireland, we have taken the DPSP. Okay, the directive principles of the state policy. Okay, and the election to the president. So these provisions we have. So these provisions we are taken from the Irish constitution, guys. That is the directive principles of the state policy and the election to the president. Okay, guys, clear? And after that we are having the Canada. So from Canada, what are the provisions we have taken? So from the Canada, we are taking the quasi-federal. Guys, federal, quasi-federal, quasi-federal, quasi-federal. What do you mean by quasi-federal, guys? So quasi-federal is nothing but we are having the structure of the federal, but the working is the quasi, guys. It means that, so as it says federal, guys, so the structure will be federal. So for the looking, the structure will be federal. So the structure will be federal, but we are unitary in bias. Means federal means we have the, like, see guys, federal means center, state, local bodies, local, or grams, okay, or center, state, villages. Okay, this is the federal structure. Quasi-federal is nothing but we have structure as a federal. Okay, guys, but we are unitary. That is, we will be means like we work as unitary bias. Okay, guys, it means that you people do the work of your one, you people do the work of your one. You can't do like that. Okay, quasi-federal is the structure. The structure is like a federal, but the working is unitary in bias. Okay, guys, and it is also having the strong central federalism. So the federalism should be also in the strong center, guys. So the center should be strong in the purpose. So that is the Canadian principles of the federalism. So these provisions also we have taken. So guys, in the federalism we have the few concepts with the center, guys, with the strong center. Okay. So this is the provision from the quasi-federal, and that is strong center, guys. So after that we are having the so in the Irish we are seeing the DQSP and the election to the president, and the Canada we are having the quasi-federal, and the Canada we are having the residuary power with the center. Residuary power with the center. Residuary power with the center. Residuary power in the center. What does it mean, guys? We have three power. So we have three divisions of the subjects. We have the union list, the state list, and the concurrent list. So depending upon the laws will be made by the respective concerns. Like whatever the subjects that we are having in the union, the center will make the laws. In the state legislature will make the laws. At the concurrent, laws can be made by the state and the union. Okay, but if the union wants to override the matter in the concurrent list which are done by the state, then the center will be prevail, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, if the law has made by the center and the state in the concurrent list with the same subject, then the center law will prevail. So central law will be having the highest power than the state law. So and after that we are having so whatever the subjects which are not suited to the state list, concurrent list, and the central list, that is the residual power. Residual means the remaining leftover subjects. The remaining leftover subjects should be with the center only, guys. So these provisions also we have taken from the Canada, guys. Very clear. So and after this one, we have French. So from the French we have taken the provisions of the preamble, guys. Like we can say the nature, or the objective of the preamble. Justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. So liberty, equality, and the fraternity. Okay, these provisions we have taken from the French, guys. Okay, and along with the making of Constituent Assembly. So how we formed the Constituent Assembly with the help of Edmond Roy, the communist leader. So that idea also we have taken from the French Constitution. That is making of Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly. Right? We have in the preamble, The object is justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, that we are going to see in the second in the next class. That is the objective of our preamble is justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. And the liberty, equality, and fraternity we have taken from the French one, from the French Revolution, along with the making of the Constituent Assembly, guys. And whereas we have the USSR, that is Russia. Okay, that is Russia. So from Russia we have taken the provisions of the fundamental duties. So fundamental duties are taken from the Russia, guys. So fundamental duties are taken from the Russia. And the justice. Okay, so justice, guys. The Russia's justice and the French liberty, equality, and fraternity will comprise of the objectives of our preamble. Objectives of our preamble. That is the justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These are the objectives of our preamble. Okay, and the justice will be socio-economic and cultural. Socio-economic and political, sorry. Socio-economic, political justice. Okay, and the fundamental duties that were taken from the Russia, guys. And after this one, we have included the socialist principles. Socialist principles. Socialist principles. So socialist principles also we have taken from the USSR, that is the Russia, guys. So the fundamental duties, the justice, and the socialist principles, guys. Very clear? Okay. These are the French, these are the Russian, guys. And the last two topics that I am going to discuss is, that is Australia. Australia. Okay, Australia. So what are the provisions that were taken from the Australia? So from the Australia we have taken the concurrent list. Okay, so concurrent list. So we have this few subjects in the concurrent list. So what are the subjects to be kept in the concurrent list? These provisions we have taken from the Australia. Means the concurrent list. So the subjects in the concurrent list will, in this, the laws will be made by the both the state legislatures and the central case. So what are the things that we can keep in this concurrent list? These provisions will have taken from the Australia case. And after this we have seen the joint sitting of the both houses. Joint sitting of both houses. Joint sitting of both houses. Guys, if the bill is ordinary bill, then only, guys. If the bill is ordinary bill, guys, in the parliament we are going to pass the bill, the final bill become the act. So if the bill is the ordinary bill, guys, remember ordinary bill, I am repeating, ordinary bill, then only we can have the provisions of the joint sitting, guys. Joint sitting of the both houses, that is, I think, Article 169, guys. Okay, Article 169 will provide the joint sitting of the both houses. So why? Because if there is an means if the bill is passed by the one house and not accepted by the other, and if the bill is passed by the other house and not accepted by the other, and if there are any provisions like that, then the president will announce the joint sitting, guys. But it will be conducted by the speaker, guys. Whatever the word that I am uttering from my mouth, very important. The president will inform to have the joint sitting, but it will be conducted by speaker. Okay, joint sitting of those provisions. And the last one for today's discussion is the 10th one, that is the South Africa. Last one but not least one, guys. South Africa. Guys, I think that we have amended the constitution 104 times, but the constitutional amendment procedures we have taken from the South Africa. Constitutional amendment procedure. Constitutional amendment. Okay, so the constitutional amendment procedure that we have taken from the South Africa, guys. And after this we have seen the second provision is election to the Rajya Sabha members. Election to Rajya Sabha members. Guys, we have two houses of parliament. So we have two houses, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. So the Lok Sabha members are directly elected by the people. Guys, they nothing but you are voting for two members. One is MLA, one is MP. Okay. So the MP is nothing but the person who is sitting in the Lok Sabha. So you are directly voting him from your place, so from your constituency. So election to the Rajya Sabha, whereas the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected, guys. So how those process will be taking place, that we are going to see during our parliament session. So parliament topic. the election to the Rajya Sabha members, okay, are the provisions regarding this are taken from the South African Constitution, guys. Guys, with this we have done with the sources of the Constitution. Guys, the last but not the least, yesterday I forgot to discuss the criticism of our Constitution, guys. So actually that is the yesterday's topics, but I am taking it right now, guys. What is the criticism to Constitution? Criticism. And what is criticism? First and foremost criticism is that is it is the copy of the 1935 copy of 1935 Act. So many provisions are saying that it is the copy of the 1935 Act. Okay, guys. And after that we are saving and Gandhian. So Gandhi had the provisions had taken without the Gandhian principles. So without the Gandhian principles, the constitution has framed like that. We are the criticism based and Gandhian. Okay, guys. And the framers. So the framers are the Indians only, guys. That is the B.R. Ambedkar and we have many people. But it is criticism that the many provisions are from the un-Indians also. So we have un-Indians from also, guys. We are saying un-Indians. So many un-Indians are also present in the framing of the constitution. We have criticism in this manner. Okay, guys. And after that we have say the lawyer's paradise. Lawyer's paradise means they have used the terms and things in such a manner those are only understood by the lawyers. Because the framers of our constitutions are lawyers, guys. Why? Because many are the lawyers. So they have mentioned or they have inculcated. They kept the things which are related to the mis terms that those are going to use in the court. But those things are very difficult to understand the common people, guys. That's what they are called as the lawyer's paradise. And you can say that lengthiest, that is the biggest one. Biggest. Okay. So these are the few criticisms that we have got from the constitution. And the one more thing, it is the borrowed one. It is borrowed. Why? Because we have taken from many sources. As I explained now, the source of our constitution, it is borrowed. That is from this. So that is from that country. This country we have taken many provisions. So these are the criticism to the constitutions, guys. That is the copy of 1935 Act and the un-Gandhian, un-Indian. So after that we are having the lawyer's paradise, the biggest one, and it is borrowed one. With this we have done with the source of our constitution. The next topic for discussion is preamble. We are going to start our constitution part. Okay, start with preamble, articles, schedules, constitution amendments. Okay, fine. Thank you one and all.